It is a crisp, cool fall evening here in Kannapolis, North Carolina at Atrium Health Ballpark for the 4th annual Corey LaJoie Kickball Classic, one of the hottest events on the NASCAR circuit all season long. Everybody looks forward to it. I'm your host, Chuck Bush. I'm joined in the booth today by my good friend, Jonathan Merriman. We're going to be bringing you all of the action here tonight from the ballpark. Jonathan, what are you looking forward to most this evening?
Kickball, Charles. That's why I came tonight, is to watch some good quality kickball. I think Jesse Punch is going to give us an update on the field, but I'll give you a little sneak peek. The outfield walls moved in a little bit. Going to be high scoring. Going to be a fun event tonight. Should be a lot of home runs.
Well, let's take a look at the schedule of the events for tonight. We're getting ready to see the third place game here in just a couple of minutes on the main ball field, followed around 7:45, maybe a little bit later, by the championship game and then the trophy presentation right around 8:30. We're joined on the broadcast, as Merriman mentioned, by our good friend Jesse Punch, who's going to be on the field bringing you all the action, giving you the flavor. So let's go down to Jesse. Jesse, what's it like down there on the field? I know we got a couple of semifinal games just wrapping up.
That's right, gentlemen. The atmosphere down here is electric. The competition has already started. The teams have already gotten themselves loose, started playing a little game, and already started a few of those rivalries. So things are going to get very interesting over here on the main diamond as we get ready to play this one. And before we get ready to play this one, probably get to meet a few of our key players here in tonight's game.
Well, that sounds great. Thank you very much, Jesse. Let's take a look at the lineups for tonight. The players were introduced earlier. On Team Celsius, we've got Corey LaJoie, Cody Ware, John Hunter Nemechek, to name a few. Those are some of the star players on that team. I know, Merriman, you were looking at Team USANA.
Yeah, Team USANA, Bubba Wallace, Mamba Smith, Carson Hocevar, Rutledge Wood, and our good friend Robert Bob Pockris making up that team. Yeah.
Oh, Bob Pockris. Good to see him out there. He's a heck of a hitter, that Bob Pockris. And also for Team Sheets, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Chris Vidu, Josh Williams, Noah Gregson, and Zane Smith. You just see them coming out there. That is Team Celsius, and there's Corey LaJoie there.
Yep, and then to bring it all up together, Ryan Blaney's going to head up Team Built with Todd Gilliland, Michael McDowell, Anthony Alfredo, Parker Kligerman, Stephen Parsons, and I do believe our buddy Ryan Flores is on that team as well. I think when you look at these rosters, Chuck, Team Built is probably the most stacked out of them all.
I don't disagree with you. You know, I'm looking at USANA and Shane Van Gisbergen. Bit of a ringer, coming from down under, might be able to boot the ball.
Yeah, the rugby kick. I mean, we see it after he wins the races in the Xfinity Series. We might get to see one at the Roval this weekend. It is race week here in Charlotte, but Shane Van Gisbergen, we'll see what he's able to do. We'll see if he's a supercar guy, a NASCAR guy, and a kickball player all wrapped up in one. Kind of a New Zealand Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, well, could be big, could be big. As you're seeing the intros here on your screen, that is Carson Hocevar going out. And look, there's Rutledge Wood and NASCAR Chasm. I think there was a little bit of a mix-up there. They called the names a little bit different earlier. You see there NASCAR Chasm heading out.
Yeah.
Rutledge, a little confused.
Hey, didn't Steve Harvey do that at one of the Miss USA pageants?
That might have happened. I think it also happened at the Oscars, too.
Maybe.
Called the wrong winner.
Mix the envelopes up. Classic mistake.
Classic mistake. We're taking a look at these teams lining up. It's a big event here tonight. There's a lot of support, a lot of fans in the stands. There's Bob Pockris right there jogging out, trotting out to the field. Just an overall big event.
Yeah, it's huge. It gets quite a few people every year. You come for the kickball. You can stay for the fireworks after the game. As you see Ricky Stenhouse Jr. there,
recent winner.
Talladega winner. Ricky getting it done, gets that fresh Victory Lane picture last week.
Maybe he'll be in Victory Lane tonight at the kickball tournament.
Get that Copperdale trophy. That's what they're playing for.
That'll be big. It'll be big. As more players are walking out. There's Mr. Vidu. If I'm pronouncing that wrong, I do apologize.
I believe you're right.
All right. Number 60. Strong tats.
Indeed.
Indeed. Speaking of strong, that mullet right there on Josh Williams is
yeah, I'm
pretty
interested
strong.
to see that thing flying around the bases. It's probably going to be a thing of beauty.
Do you think it'll add drag as he's running? Will it slow him down or speed him up?
No, I think it's going to help add downforce for when he turns the bases. He can really plant That's what the name of the game here is in kickball, especially playing on the big diamond. You know, they're going to be playing in the dirt, not necessarily the grass. So you could lose a little bit of footing. I'm not exactly sure how that works, Chuck. I know me and you both were picked dead last in PE, so we're not that experienced when it comes to this big-time kickball stuff.
We aren't that experienced, but I think here in a second we're going to take a look at some of the highlights from the semifinal games. I believe after we see some more of the intros. Big games happening out there tonight. So let's take a look at the highlights from those first semifinal games before we get to the main event. And we see here Chris Vidu with a big kick to the outfield. That's a home run. 2-0 win for that team, for Sheets. And here we have, I believe, Mamba Smith going yard. Bubba inside the park home run there for our guy Mamba. And not a very good throw back into the infield.
Well, you know, when you play defense like that, it makes it really easy for that other team to score, Chuck.
That will happen in big-time kickball playing, to quote Mr. LaJoie. Generally, it's the.
Is that what he says?
That's big-time auto racing. You know, come on. You know, on his show, Stacking Pennies.
It's cup stuff right now.
So, you know, before the event, you know, on Stacking Pennies, to bring up Stacking Pennies, they did have, and if you haven't watched it, go to NASCAR's YouTube page, check out the draft special. The four captains got together. It was Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Darrell Wallace, Bubba Wallace. Some
beverages were had, from what I understand. They were loose.
Ryan Blaney and Mr. Corey LaJoie. Some of the notable players unable to play tonight: Austin Dillon, Bernard Pollard, Jonathan Smith, AJ Styles, Connor Daly, Scott McLaughlin, and Ben Kennedy. But seriously, folks, go check out that draft special on YouTube. It's a laugh a minute.
Jessie Punch has a beautiful prop down there.
Does she? Jessie, let's go down to the field and hear what she's got.
I do. I have a couple beautiful props going on down here. You guys mentioned it earlier, the winning team taking home the Bronze Dale Trophy. Look, I would pick this up for you guys, but it is heavy, so I'm going to have to see how these guys handle this after a couple innings of kickball. Also note this very beautiful detail of the Corey LaJoie Kickball Classic, a custom kickball, so this is what they're going to be playing with out there. And then each of the winners of this will go home with a gold medal, or if you're second place, you'll go home with a silver medal. Also, while I'm down here, Chuck, you mentioned it earlier, and I want to point it out because I have a great visual. A major change to the field down here. You can notice they brought in the outfield a substantial amount. So, as Chuck previewed a little bit earlier, could make for a lot more home runs this championship round. Also, by the way, I noticed you guys, I wore the gold one because this is for first place. And Jonathan, you wanted me to check and see if there were any of these silver medals down here with Chuck's name on it, and I did happen to find one. Unsure what that was about, so I'll let you guys discuss that one in the booth.
Well, I'm clearly the second best announcer in this booth because Jonathan Merriman is definitely an award-winning talent.
Yeah.
But tonight, the talent is going to be on the field.
That's the only thing the people at home care about, Charles. They don't care about us.
Now, a quick little recap of the rules of the game. Now, kickball started out as a way to teach children about the rules of baseball, but this is competitive kickball. So in this game, there will be 6 innings or 45 minutes, whichever kind of comes first. However they're going to play it is a little bit fluid. Runs for women count as 2 runs. There's 2 strikes. That's an out. 3 balls is a walk. Every foul ball counts as a strike. Now, the ball, when the pitcher rolls it, it must bounce twice before reaching the plate. So a little bit of, you know, gamesmanship could go into this. You know, your strategy and when you bat your women, if you're going to throw them in there, you know, they bat and clean up. How you going to get it?
Well, it is strategy, right? So, you know, you almost have to have a crew chief. Your coach has to be your crew chief out there, Charles. You got to have everybody in the lineup where you need them to go. You have to make sure your pitcher is good and loose, good and warm. You know, when we first started doing this, we didn't really understand the rules of organized kickball.
No, we did not.
So we had Skip Flores in the booth with us last year, and we got to pick his brain a little bit during our time with him, and one of the questions is, why are they bouncing the ball so much? There's strategy behind that as well. It has to bounce at least twice, but you want it to bounce because it gives the kicker a little bit of an unusual surprise angle, right? So if you just roll it flat, you could kick it over the fence each time. There's some gamesmanship in there.
Well, speaking of gamesmanship, let's go down to Jesse, who's got the pitcher for his team and the man of the hour, Corey LaJoie. Jesse, how's Corey doing?
Man of the hour is right. Man of the day, the night, the event. Corey, we wouldn't be here without you, so thank you for helping to continue to put this on. Before we talk a little strategy, though, I do have to ask, this is the 4th year that you guys have done this here in this capacity, and to see the way that it's grown, what emotions come to the forefront when you come out here and you see all these people supporting your event?
Man, it's so fun. And kudos to NASCAR for putting it on YouTube, and a lot of work goes to the back of that. But also, it's not me, my name's on it, but there are people from the Y that volunteer. There's Lynn and everybody on my team that does it behind the scenes. There's so much stuff that I'm glad I don't have to do with crossing T's and dotting I's. And as everybody knows, trying to get drivers together to do anything is like herding cats. So for us to be able to get 40 of these guys out here to come have a good time, to kind of scope out the competition, because you're always making mental notes for next year's draft. I'm seeing a lot of good things at SVG. Seeing a lot of, who knew what was going to happen? You know, you got a rugby guy, never seen a kickball. He's got good hands out there. So we lost, took the L. The last couple hours have not been good. We won every game of the day until the championship and the Classic, got pummeled in that, and we got pummeled in this one. So maybe we can win the 3rd place game, go home with a little bit of dignity, but nonetheless, thanks for everybody watching. Thanks for everybody that's here. Decent crowd. A lot of guys here hanging out, having a good time, so it's always a blast.
Well, best of luck tonight, Corey. Also, very surprised to hear you having eyes on SVG for next year. The New Zealander that we haven't even seen out here play yet, so very interested to keep an eye on him tonight.
You know, he was the mystery man, but I figured by the side of his calves, he had what it took to be a good kickball player. He's good at everything else, so it's no surprise he's good at kickball.
That sounds fair to me. Thanks for the time, Corey. Best of luck out there. Back to you.
We are getting ready to start the 3rd place game here in just a minute between Team Celsius and Team Built. Corey mentioned it earlier. The reason we are here is for charity, to raise money for a couple of foundations. We've got Samaritan's Feet and the Greater Cabarrus County YMCA. You know, you can go online. There is a silent auction that's running until 8. It's a silent auction. That's an online auction running until 8 p.m. tonight. And you can bid on items. There's a lot of memorabilia, signed jerseys.
Ryan Blaney's gloves are on there. You can bid on those.
You can bid on those. There's a guitar from Scotty McCreery. So there's a lot of good items available. If you follow that QR code that you see on your screen right now, you can make a bid, and it will all go to good causes to help out in the community in the greater Charlotte and Cabarrus County area. As the teams take the field, Ryan Blaney's Team Built, I believe Team Built, yes, is going to be on the field first with Corey LaJoie and Team Celsius kicking.
So this is your 3rd place game, championship game coming up directly after this one. So right off the bat, Charles, we thought Team Built was going to be stacked, and they're playing in the consolation.
Yeah. Don't listen to us. We picked wrong.
I believe Raja Caruth is going to be the first one taking an old swing of the leg at the kickball. We'll see what Raja's got up his sleeve.
I believe that is Ryan Flores on the mound for Team Built. I don't have my binoculars, but he doesn't have a number on the back of his jersey, and that means it's him. That is Flores getting ready to roll.
Parker Kligerman playing catcher.
Raja with the kick and the fielded back to first by Ryan Flores for the out. I believe Kurt Coleman there on first base. He was the overall #1 pick in the draft, picked by Ryan Blaney. A little shake of the hands there with Raja Caruth. John Hunter Nemechek with the boot. It's back, but I believe that is going to be foul.
There's a foul ball. A little bit more angle on that, Charles. It would have been gone.
So that's going to be 1 strike there. 4. Old John Hunter Nemechek, and we were just handed some binoculars.
There we go.
I mentioned it, and then they appeared.
Some old Bushnells, Charles. Oldies, but goodies.
Just looking through these binoculars, trying to get them focused. And there is a lot of focus on Ryan Flores' face as he rolls the ball. Nemechek didn't like that one.
He didn't. That was a smart
You gotta
pitch.
You got to wait for your pitch.
There's one. That's perfect pitch.
Good one straight back to center field, and it's over the wall.
And the wall is collapsed.
That is a home run for John Hunter Nemechek.
New addition this year, light show.
John Homer Nemechek.
Oh, there we go, Charles.
Kicking the scoring off for Team Celsius.
Feels like it might have been off the cuff. I'll give you credit.
It was off the cuff, indeed.
So Team Celsius up 1-0 early.
1 out here in the top of the first. Logan Mizuraka up to kick. Foul ball. Flores with the dribble and the roll. Another little dribbler. And
Flores with the
catches it.
field. Good defense. Good
defense there from Mr. Flores.
Corey LaJoie up to the plate, donning his new number, 51.
Fouls it off. There was a lot.
That was a lot of hook.
Of throw behind that too. Flores really.
Well, look, these guys might be best friends, but I think when they step on the gridiron, they are going to go hard against each other. Another fast roll.
And it's caught by Kurt Coleman. Oh, he dropped it, teasing LaJoie to get the out to end the inning, but the damage is done. 1 run on the board for Team Celsius as they take the field to play defense. Blaney looking like he's going to be up first for Team Built. LaJoie eyeing him down. Jonathan, how do you think this Team Built, you know, they were our favorites heading into it. How do you think they're going to do on offense here?
I think we're going to find out a lot in these first 2 or 3 kickers. That was not a good one.
And it's caught.
So if that is a sign, it is not a great sign.
That's 1 out.
Look, I think it takes a lot more to be successful at kickball, right? If it was me, I would try to boot it over the fence every single chance I got.
We've Danielle Trotta up to kick. It's a chilly night here.
She opted out of the jersey and for a sweatshirt. It is a cool night.
Mizuraka with the catch, and that's another out. That's 2 down. There's Tanner Gray coming up to kick. Can LaJoie go 3 for 3 here in the bottom of the first? It's a high ball to center. Oh, and
he
it's
dropped
bobbled.
it.
Oh, and that's going to be an error. And that is a single. You know, that might have been the announcer's curse.
It could have been. It could have been. Anytime you got 3 guys going after a ball like that, Chuck, you got to be careful. You got to make sure you call it in the air. It looks like Nemechek may have called it in the air. I can't really see.
Priest
No,
with
it
a
was
little
Ryan
bit of a
Priest. Priest was the
slip
one
there.
that let it go.
Communication is key. Kurt Coleman with
Didn't
the
get
boot,
all of it.
and it is caught.
He didn't get all of it. He had all the leg on it, but he just clipped it with his toe, and you saw it. It kind of hooked to the right there, like LaJoie's did earlier. So,
No runs scored, but let's head down to the captain of Team Built with Jesse Punch. Jesse, is that Ryan Blaney I see down there with you?
That is Ryan Blaney, captain of Team Built, and as we most recently saw, playing third base there. Ryan, what do you think of this team so far? You drafted him yourself. Are you impressed with your work?
Yeah, you know, I will take blame for us losing the first game. I thought our team was stacked. I really did. And we just didn't perform. We gave up a couple home runs. Didn't get enough runs ourselves. That's how you lose a game. Less runs than the other team. And we learned that in the first game. Now we're playing for bronze, but if we can bring a bronze home for Team Built, that'd be a good day. We just can't be the worst team. We're down 1-0 now. Hopefully we can pick it back up here and get back.
But look, hey, as the captain yourself, what did you say to your guys when you're at a lose time and you got to pull it together and hopefully play for that bronze? What'd you tell them?
You know, they're all grown-ups. I'm not going to be a young baseball dad and yelling at my team. I'm just going to do the best I can.
Lead by example, right?
Lead by example, yeah. So maybe have Trotta run through someone's chest. I feel like that'd be a good one.
I love that. There we go. Lead by example from Captain Ryan Blaney.
Not only is he a Cup Series champion, he is a captain of the obvious, stating the facts about how a game is won and lost in kickball.
I believe the team name is Built, not the obvious, Charles.
Well, fair. Just trying to do another little off-the-cuff play on words as
Nunley with a
Justin
home
Danger
run.
Nunley goes yard here in Kannapolis to give Team Celsius another run as he flies around the bases. Member of the Air Force,
There
Justin
we go.
Nunley.
So they can only kick 4 home runs per game, per our producer, per the rule book. That was their second home run of this game.
Second home run, and Ryan Preece
So take a look at the
up to
replay.
kick.
Yeah, he just boots it. He's a lefty.
Left-footed boot over the wall. As Preece takes the ball.
I hope he can kick better than he can catch, Chuck.
We'll see here in a second. That one goes wide for
That's a
another
good eye.
ball.
That's
Two
a-
balls.
That's a good eye.
No strikes here in the top of the second. Flores with the roll. And
Not
the
a good-
kick
not a
down
great
the first
kick.
base
Foul
line. It'll
ball.
go foul for a strike.
Yeah, you'll notice Flores has played a lot of kickball, right? So there's also a lot of bounce. There's also a lot of spin on that ball. He looks like he's bowling. That's second foul. That is 2 strikes. I believe he is out.
I believe he's got one more.
Oh,
3 strikes. and
I
you're
thought
out.
it was 2 strikes and 3 balls. That's what you called on
That
the
is,
rules.
yeah, that is what we called on the rules. So, you know, we're just making it up as we go along here. He's going to take his base at ball 3. Yeah, they didn't call that one a strike. Only 1 strike on the board, even though we believe we saw 2. Should have been out.
Well, I didn't bring my glasses today, Charles, but
When we have binoculars.
I do trust my eyes. Cody Ware up to kick.
Down the first base line.
Good
and caught
catch.
by
And
Kurt
a
Coleman.
tag out. That's a double play, Charles.
Turn 2 here
Double
for
play.
Kurt Coleman.
Yeah, he had to reach low for the grab, and I thought everybody thought it was going to hit the ground. He was going to tag him out at the base, but did not happen.
Played in the NFL. He's got hands. He was with the Carolina Panthers there for a couple of years.
Harrison Burton, your Daytona winner.
A little wide there from Flores. 2 balls, 2 outs here in the top of the second. The score is 2-0 Team Celsius. And that would be another foul ball for a strike.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see in the second game if
There's the boot. It drops past McDowell to the wall, and
It's a
that's going to be a
solid kick.
single.
it's a solid kick. I'll be interested to see whenever SVG gets up to the plate. I believe he's in the championship game. If he is a toe kicker or a ball of the foot kicker. I believe in watching his post-race Xfinity shenanigans, I think he's going to be a side of the foot kicker, and I believe that could be.
Dan
That was a-
Jansen with the boot. Is that going to be enough? It's not for the 1994 Olympic speed skating gold medalist. With the catch from the driver of the number 7. And I believe we're going to go down to Jesse Punch again, who was with John Hunter Nemechek, who scored that first run for Team Celsius. Jesse, how's the hitter doing?
Yeah, not only did he score that first run, it was a home run at that. What kind of a message do you think that sends to this other team about the boot you got on you, John Hunter?
Well, I told Skip to roll me a good one as he was pitching for the other team. He rolled me a good one, and I bombed it. I think he's a little mad at me right now. But we let Corey down the first game by losing it, so we're playing the loser game, which is never fun. But hopefully we can win something tonight.
Well, there you go. Hey, keep up the great work. Maybe you can go get another one of those home runs.
Yeah, let's see. Hopefully I can go catch some balls.
Way back on the mound for Team Celsius as they're warming up in the field, getting ready to start the bottom of the second inning. And David Gilliland, Todd Gilliland, showing my age here. Todd Gilliland getting ready to kick. You know, we got Dave Blaney down on the sideline too.
I wonder why he's not playing.
Well, it was Ryan Blaney. I was just doing the old, calling them by their dad's name. Randy LaJoie getting ready to roll the ball here. And it gets past Gilliland.
Yeah.
A little bit of talking back and forth there. Catching for Team Celsius is Paul Shad, radio personality on iHeartRadio 96.9 The Cat. It's up and over the head.
Yeah, Raja missed that one.
They're playing in a little bit. You almost wonder if you want to kind of shade back just a hair.
I think the field is so small, Chuck. I think that's what the issue is. I think it seems smart to play in a little bit, but obviously I think you can run forward faster than you can move backwards. Maybe
that is true.
Maybe they need to adjust.
McDowell kicking it down the line. The roll to second, and he's going to be safe at second. So we got runners on first and second for Team Built. LaJoie eyeing down Justin Haley, who is ready to take the pitch, and it's a dribbler, and it looks like he's going to be safe at first.
He's coming home.
Gilliland coming home.
Going to come home and score.
Moving McDowell to third. Runners in the corners now.
2-1 Celsius right now.
We got us a ball game.
We do.
Here between Team Built and Team Celsius in the bottom of the second. As the fast pasta himself steps up to the plate. Another dribbler, that's going to go foul for a strike. LaJoie getting ready to roll. Pasta with the kick down the first base line. It's bobbled, and he's going to be safe at first. Gilliland's going to score, and Haley is rounding second, heading into third. It's misthrown. Haley going to come across for another run.
One inning. Flips it.
3 runs. It is now 3-2. Built over Celsius, and
Alfredo's coming home.
Oh, he's coming home. Was that an in-the-park homer?
That's an in-the-park home run. Wow, that is a 2-run swing in one play. Oh. That's crazy.
You'll love to see it. And we are joined now in the booth by Philip Belfield of the Greater Cabarrus County YMCA. Philip, this is the 4th year doing this event.
Yeah.
How awesome is it? How big is this for the Y?
It gets more and more fun every year. We just saw a lot of fun action right there, the old-fashioned Little League home run. But, yeah, I mean, from dusk till dawn, this is one of our favorite days of the year. We're so thankful to be a part of it. With Corey and everybody that's involved, it's always been awesome.
When you look at the YMCA website and everything that's going on in Western North Carolina and everything that this benefits, how beneficial is it for the Y to have something like this that not only may take some people's minds off of things that are going on, but really does hit some underlying areas and some areas of need, not only in this community but outside of it.
Yeah, I mean, the YMCA is one of the largest, most historical nonprofit organizations in the country, maybe in the world. A lot of folks don't know that, actually, and they may visit their local YMCA to go swimming or play youth sports, work out, but a lot of them don't realize that the YMCA is a nonprofit organization. We're also here to serve our communities. What's happened in Western North Carolina is a great example. There's a couple YMCAs out that way that are affected, including one of the largest training YMCA facilities, YMCA Blue Ridge Assembly in Black Mountain, that was devastated as well. So a lot of folks rallying to try to support them through the local YMCAs throughout the state and the region to get resources up to that area as well. So that's kind of what the YMCA is all about. It's all about serving community needs. It doesn't matter if it's natural disasters or serving families in need that are less fortunate. Whatever it is, we're trying to fill gaps in the community that need to be served.
Well, our thoughts are with the folks in Western North Carolina right now, and not to shift subject slightly, but Ryan Flores just kicked into a double play, ending the inning for Team Built, but the damage was done in that. Now, Philip, I know we have a few minutes left in the online auction. There's a lot of cool items on there. What's one of your favorite things that you've seen go up for auction? Is there anything you're bidding on?
I have bid on several, but they are getting out of my price range.
That's a good thing. That is a very good thing.
For sure. I mean, the Pit Boss grill, who doesn't want a nice new smoker/grill? The golf club was one of those things, the Mizuno golf club, the Hornets tickets. Gosh, there's lots of good stuff in there.
Paul Shad with the kick. And it is a pop ball to Kirk Coleman for the out.
Yeah, and we just got a note from our producer. They may be cutting this one down to 5 innings. I think we're going to be coming up on time here pretty soon with that. But, what kind of work goes into a day like this from your standpoint? I mean, Corey talked about it earlier, just from him getting the celebrities here. But what kind of organization does it take to put an event like this together?
Well, first of all, Corey is not just the name on the event. He is heavily involved. Just about every team that you see playing in the 16-team tournament, just about every celebrity driver that's present, he personally invites to be a part of it and stays on them about it. So Corey's a big part of it. Leanne and myself and Vince from the Cannonballers and his entire staff. So it takes an army of folks to pull this off. So it does take a lot of time. However, it's been wonderful. I mean, it's been truly impactful. The last 4 years for our YMCA have been extremely successful, and this is a key part of that to help us serve more families in our community.
Yeah, and I did a little bit of work in local news before I came to NASCAR, and one thing, I covered sports with them, and one thing I do know is that ball fields are super particular about their turf, about their grass, about their infield. Mm-hmm. So it really is a testament to what's going on here, too, that the Cannonballers do open this place up and let us play the games on the actual diamond. That's pretty cool. A couple years ago we were out in the outfield,
right,
and now we're on the diamond. So the Cannonballers have definitely stepped up as well. I do know that.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, and I get it, right? I mean, baseball fields, taking care of the grass, that's not easy to do. So letting us run on this all day long and wear some spots in the grass is a big deal. We appreciate it.
Mizuraka gets the hit, but she is out, and that will end this inning. But it is 3-2, Team Built over Team Celsius as we head into the fourth. This has been year 4, and it's been, it seems to it gets bigger and bigger every year. What does year 5 look like? What would you do to top this?
I will tell you, Corey reached out to me a week ago. He's already talked to some of the folks with the Cannonballers, and we're talking about something much bigger. So I'll just leave it at that.
I love a good tease like that.
There you go. When that phone rings, granted, this is all for a great cause, but we haven't even got through this game yet. And a week ago, when that phone rings and Corey says, "Let's talk year 5," what goes through your mind?
He says I'll tell you. He said, "I've got some ideas about next year." So I'm thinking, okay, maybe we're changing some feather flags or some banners or something, But he said, we're talking about, many more teams, maybe I'll tell you, maybe a multi-day event.
Hey, all right.
So I'll leave it at that. We've got a lot to talk about.
Kickball marathon. Sign us up. Me and Chuck, 24 hours of kickball, we'll be here.
Oh, yeah.
But if you know Corey, I mean, if he's involved, he's going to want to do it the right way. So whatever we settle on, I'm sure it's going to be a good event.
Well, and for us producing this show and putting this on every year, it's been one of the highlights of our year. And, Philip, I want to thank you for coming in the booth and joining us today. And I know you're a busy man, and I know you got a lot going on today, but thank you for stopping by and talking about the YMCA and the great causes that the donations to the charity auction will go to.
Yeah, well, I mean, you guys are a huge part of this. Obviously, if you guys weren't here to extend the reach out to thousands of other folks that could not be here, the event wouldn't be what it is. So I've run into a lot of people say, yeah, we saw it online one year and we're here the next. So appreciate you guys being a part of it. Y'all take it to the next level.
Thank you.
As it looks like a run's going to come across the board, Flores getting the score. And Blaney going to come across as well.
He dodged
Two
it.
more runs.
He dodged it
on
and
the
got
board
it on
for Team Built.
Chuck, we both know Corey pretty well from our years on the podcast, doing this event. He has got to be boiling right now. He cannot be.
You know, he said it in the interview. They had a good run all day until it counted in the tournament at the beginning of the day, and then the third place game or the semifinal game. They just weren't able to keep that momentum going. As Kurt Coleman boots the ball deep over our camera for another home run.
Yeah, things are falling apart, Charles, for Team Celsius.
This is the team built that we expected to see in the semifinal game, but apparently they didn't show up for that, but they showed up for the third place game.
Well, it has me excited for this championship game because, you know, this built team's playing pretty good. Usually Corey's teams, and the way he puts them together, they play pretty good. So peak kickball on the way in just a little bit.
7-2 here in the bottom of the third for a fly out there for Mr. Gilliland to change sides. I believe Jesse might be catching up with someone now, and I believe it is the hitter of that last home run. Jesse, how's Kurt Coleman doing down there?
That's right, Kurt Coleman kicked that last home run. We just saw you run the bases and the lights flickering. We know you've been in some big moments, but that one was pretty big, no? How do you describe running those bases in this show?
I tell you what, well, the actual bases themselves are a little tricky to navigate, so I figure if you hit a home run, you can actually be a little more safe running around. But at the end of the day, this is an amazing event. One of the highlights of my year to be a part of this, and Corey and crew, they do such an amazing job.
I have to ask, what are the skills that translate the most between being a professional football player and then coming out here and kicking some butt in kickball?
I think almost everything as far as catching, really just being able to be agile. I noticed the agility is not quite the level that I'm used to, but I get it. I just heard someone says they sit in the car for 3 hours, so I understand. But I think the most important thing is just to have fun. I love to compete, and we lost the first round, so I want to get back and get my boys back out there.
That was the most polite way to throw shade at our drivers. I love it. Thank you so much, Kurt, for that. Honestly, no, that was beautiful. I couldn't have said it better myself.
That was Kurt Coleman. Stand out at Ohio State back in his collegiate days as LaJoie goes deep for a home run for Team Celsius.
I told you that pressure was building, Chuck. The pressure release valve just went off on us, I think.
Yeah, but you know, one-run shots aren't going to do it. You got to get more runs on the board.
One run brings it down to a 3-score game instead of a 4-score game. But I mean, you saw the way that Built went on that run earlier a couple innings ago. You just need a few more. Get a couple people on base, have a grand slam.
Justin Nunley flies out to Ryan Blaney. And another Ryan, Priest, stepping up to the plate.
His second. You could call it an at-bat or an at-kick in kickball.
It's an at-bat. Remember, this was used to teach young children the rules of baseball. As Priest flies out to Gilliland. 2 down here in the top of the fourth.
Yeah, to your point, Chuck, this is they got to produce a little bit more.
They need offense.
They do. Cody Ware up to kick.
Oh, that's a little dribbler.
Skip rolled it through his leg. Might need to check on Cody after this.
Flores with the roll. A boot high, and it drops.
They could have made a play on that ball.
He is safe at first. Again, communication. You would think pit crew, driver, the communication would be good there, but they don't have the open mic system like they do on pit road. Burton booting it deep, and it drops. That's going to be
a ground
rule double. Cody Ware a little bit confused about where to go right now.
It's okay. Send him up here. He can join us.
So we got runners on third and second.
This is what they need to do, right? This 3-run shot right here could put them within 1, but they've got to get it. You can't leave your runners on the base and scoring position in the inning.
As Dan Jansen steps up to the plate, let's see if he can get Bronze to to go with his gold. Kicks
That's
it down. He's going to
bring
drive
one.
in at least one.
Safe.
Probably two.
Two is going.
He's going to hold it first.
Okay. They did what they needed to do there.
All right. 5-6 here in the top of the fourth. We got a one-run ball game. As Paul Shad
Well, you notice
steps up.
they had a 7 up there for Bilt, and they took 1 run off. I'm slightly confused at that, but it's okay. At the
And
ballpark.
Flores with the catch to end the inning. Paul Shad flying out.
All right, 6-5 ball game. Everyone's very much alive in this.
As we head into the bottom of the fourth inning, and I believe we are going 5 in this one. So a little bit of time to get work done for Team Built to pad their lead, or for Team Celsius to come back and claim that bronze medal. Not the gold Dale that you want to get in this tournament, but a trophy nonetheless. LaJoie getting the ball ready to roll to Michael McDowell, who is walking out to maybe talk to the pitcher.
Talk to him or talk at him?
A little bit of both, maybe.
Maybe. McDowell doesn't seem like a trash talking kind of guy. You know what? He probably told Corey, "Hey, you're doing great.
I mean,
just do your best, buddy."
McDowell can get scrappy as he kicks a long ball deep, and it's off the wall. That's going to be a single. I mean, I do remember we saw some tempers flare on the track at one point there with Michael McDowell. Do you not remember that? You're looking at me like, I don't know what's going on
Charles,
here.
I have 3 kids. I'm sleep deprived.
That is an out
doesn't
right
work
there.
like it used to.
LaJoie catching the ball off of the foot
I
of
do remember
Justin
him
Haley.
and Suarez getting into it.
Yes, that is what I was referring to.
Yeah,
I was
I
just
remember
trying to see if you would pick up what I was
You
putting
said
down.
on the track. That was on pit road.
I said pit road, I believe. Fast pasta with the kick.
Oh,
the
McDowell
throw to
slept on
second.
it. Can't sleep on it. You got to take off.
Good move there by Justin Danger to take the lead runner out.
He may be their best defensive player. He's made a few good plays this game.
A little bit of a flourish on the spin when he made that throw, too. And again, if you check out that QR code on your screen right now, there's about 10 minutes left in that online auction. Ends at 8 p.m. So go ahead and log on, place
9
your
minutes.
bids.
You got 9 minutes to get your stuff.
And see if you can win that VIP backstage pass to SiriusXM in the mornings with Danielle Trotta and Mr. America's Crew Chief Larry McReynolds.
Yeah, top of the 5th.
Let's go down to Jesse Punch, who is caught up with one of the star defenders and kicker of a home run, Justin Danger.
Hey, listen.
Hey, listen. Jesse.
That's right. Justin Danger, Nunley, social media personality. They were just going up in the booth. They were saying, "Hey, listen, do you mind then showing off your hat real quick? Because I noticed your Hey, listen hat."
I did. Somebody gave it to me a little while ago. Somebody in the stands custom made it for me and gave it to me. And I said, I'm going to wear this. It's pretty dadgum awesome.
It really is daggum awesome. Can we get a Hey, listen from you, from the guy himself?
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, did you know that we're trailing by 1 run in the top of the last inning?
Yeah, but I've seen you play some stellar defense out there and kick some runs in, so you're doing your job out there, no?
I'm broken. I can already feel it. I'm not as young as I used to be, so I'm looking forward to the hot tub when I get back to the cabin. I specifically got an Airbnb with a hot tub because I knew that this was going to be an issue.
It seems like you've done this before. I do have to ask, though, because you mentioned it. I did feel like I saw maybe a little bit of a limp. Are we working through an injury right now, or where are we?
I would never give that kind of intel up. So, no, I'm perfectly healthy as a horse.
There you have it.
A lame horse, but healthy as a horse.
A horse nonetheless. Justin, thanks for the time.
Thank you.
A lame horse indeed. He might want to try an ice bath. I know Ryan Flores sings their praises as he rolls the ball to Raja Caruth, who goes deep to center, and it is caught by Michael McDowell. Jonathan Merriman watching in awe.
I am, yeah. It's just
the athletic prowess on display on the field.
incredible form.
John Hunter Nemechek over Blaney's heads. He got a tip on that. Are we calling that fair? Yes, I believe we are. Nemechek safe at first. Ryan Blaney arguing with the official, but it did indeed brush his hand, so he made contact with it. Throwing his hat, angry. And now, is that a Mountain Mellow Yellow hat?
I think that's an old KP Mellow Yellow hat.
Gotta love the throwbacks here on this lovely night here in Kannapolis. Flores back with the ball in hand. Coming off the mound for the roll.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this style. You gotta try to boot one.
You fan of the long ball?
Big fan of the long ball, Charles.
Let's see what we got here from Logan Mizuraka.
There we go.
Down the middle, throw to second, getting the out. We got 2 outs here in the top of the 5th.
Corey LaJoie kicking.
In a 1-run game. Last time he went yard. What can he do this time? Because remember, runs for women count as 2. So if he can get this.
It's a 3-run.
See, old 3-run switcheroo.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, he goes deep off the wall. Logan getting the run. She's going to think. Corey sliding into second. Logan's going home. And I believe that will give them the lead.
That should give them the lead. It should be 7-6. Team Celsius. We ain't done yet, Chuck.
On the board right now, it's showing as 1. We'll have to go to our rules official in the booth to confirm that. But I believe the score should be 7-6.
That is correct. They corrected it on the board. Oh!
7-6 off the pitcher. Justin Nunley. Oh, he's going to go to second. He's going to go to second. Ryan Flores not knowing where to go with the ball. And now Team Celsius poised to strike with runners on third and second.
Yeah, there was no limp in that gate when he was running those bases. So
no, sir.
Lame horse, I think, was just a
ruse.
It was a distraction tactic, Charles.
Ryan Priest letting that one go by. Didn't like the look of it. Eyeing down Ryan Flores.
I believe he is right-footed, and that went around the left side, so I wouldn't have taken it either.
Little dribbler. It's dropping to foul ball for a strike.
Look, Ryan Priest is a big dude, right?
You gotta
tie your shoe tight and just unleash it.
Plant and unleash.
Flores not giving him a lot of time to reset. This is going to be caught, and that's going to end the inning.
But the damage was done. Team Celsius ahead by 1 run as we head into the bottom of the 5th. A chance for Team Built to get a walk-off and maybe win it all.
This is a great back-and-forth ball game.
I say win it all, win third. But for them, it's all or nothing right here. Because if Ryan Flores doesn't get a hit, it's not looking good. The kickball ringer.
Yeah, these guys are not going to be happy Monday when they record Stacking Pennies.
Oh, looks like we're shifting to Stephen Parsons. Going to kick before Flores. Little confusion maybe with the lineup.
It's okay.
It's okay because it's all for a good cause. And you got a couple minutes left to go log on and bid on your favorite item.
3 minutes, Charles. 3 minutes. Go spend some of that money. Help some people out.
Corey LaJoie getting the ball ready. Here comes the roll. Parsons with the kick. It's deep. It's going to be in play for a single. Now Flores up to kick, facing down his co-host of Stacking Pennies, Corey LaJoie.
We got to have some effort here. There goes. That's ball game. It's
that's
over
it right
with.
there. A walk-off home run for Ryan Flores off of his co-host of Stacking Pennies, the man of the hour, Corey LaJoie, letting Flores get the glory, get the win. You see the celebration there with his driver,
Not only
Ryan
threw his
Blaney.
hat at him, he just got that hat from a fan.
And that is bronze medal for Team Built. And the handshake, good sportsmanship. A little bit of a tussle there between Flores and LaJoie. But that's just good-natured fun.
It is good-natured fun. And you better believe that Flores is going to rub it in Corey's face.
Yeah, you better tune in to Stacking Pennies this week because that is going to be lorded over Mr. LaJoie. But a good game here in the third place game. I'm looking forward to this championship game, and I think Jesse is about to catch up with, you know, we called LaJoie man of the hour earlier, but now it's going to be his co-host, Ryan Flores.
One of those.
Jesse, how's Ryan doing?
Yeah.
That was a heck of a hit for a walk-off home run to get the win.
That's right, a walk-off home run to get the win, to take home the bronze medal. Also, not only that, but you did it off of your buddy Corey LaJoie there on the mound. I know that one had to feel good.
Yeah, I've been watching his pitching all day, and it's been subpar at best. So, threw another bad ball. Oh, good. And I know that Merriman and Chuck have been talking crap there in the booth, so I had to do something special.
Do you have a word then for Merriman and Chuck in the booth right now?
How about that? It's not the win, but it's like the first kickball game I think we've won all day. But it was great. It was fun. We had so much fun with these guys. I'm happy it was close for everybody out here watching.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
How about that, huh?
How about that?
How about that?
Indeed.
Third place, Flores. So happy for you. You get your participation trophy after tonight's festivities.
And the customary third place photo is happening there down the field as we take a look at that replay of that walk-off home run as the other teams are warming up. I see Bubba Wallace down there stretching.
Yeah, this is the main event, Chuck. We get to see SVG, we get to see Bubba. A lot of good players on these two teams. You know, that first game that we called didn't start out that hot, but man, it turned into a pretty good game there at the end.
Ended with a flourish. As I see down there, Noah Gregson showing off his soccer skills.
You know, I'm surprised he didn't request a zip-up jersey and have it halfway zipped up.
Well, well, the online auction is over, but that photo was available on the auction. But you know, we're getting ready for this championship game, and last year we had a great championship in the 2023 final. I believe we're going to take a look at that highlight here in just a second. As Captain Steve Letarte for Team Celsius taking on Kurt Busch for Team Sheets. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in the top of the fifth kicks it short, and Celsius gets the force out at second, but a run scores. Sheets ties it at 5 to the top of the seventh. Same score. Stenhouse kicking it deep to right center field for the ground rule double. Ryan Blaney gets across, taking Sheets up 6-5 there. And heading into the bottom of the seventh, same score. George Janko pops it up to center, but there's a miscommunication, and the ball is dropped, letting Anthony Alfredo fast pass to score, tying the game up at 6. And later in that same inning, Zane Smith pops it up to second, but Carson Hocevar drops the ball, allowing Janko to score, and Team Celsius got the win 7-6. You can see the celebration there. Heck of a championship game last year in 2023. Are we going to see more of that this year in 2024, Jonathan?
I think that the failed catch of Carson Hocevar probably haunted him for an entire year. So he's got some redemption tonight.
Redemption is spelled?
I don't know.
Oh, Jonathan.
Kickball.
Kickball indeed. The team's warming up as we get ready for this next game, the championship game between Team Sheets and Team Usana. Some of the notable players: Bubba Wallace, Mama Smith, Al Wallace, no relation. Coin flip coming. Are they going to do the coin flip or the customary Rochambeau paper, rock, scissors to see who? It looks like we've got a coin down there potentially. No, in the past we've done paper, rock, scissors. Did that on the draft.
You know, the PA announcer's pretty shiny. They should just flip him over and see how he lands. And calling heads or tails.
Calling heads or tails as we've got Bubba Wallace and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. at home plate to see who will be kicking first and who will be defending first. You know, Jonathan, we talked about it earlier, but Shane Van Gisbergen, could he be the ringer in this game, or are we going to see, you know, other folks step up? You know, Stenhouse came in clutch last year with some good kicks.
Well, did you see him climb that fence at Talladega and then jump off the flag stand back onto the fence looking like Spider-Man?
Well, we're going to head down, I think, to the coin toss.
Here we go, my friend. Heads.
It is tails. Bubba, would you like to be the home team and be in the field and then, of course, kick last, or would you like to kick first and be the visiting team?
I'll be home team.
They want to be the home team. All right, so USANA, you guys are going to be starting out in the field. Ricky Stenhouse, there's the handshake. Gentlemen, let's have a great championship. Here we go.
Choice, you know, I do wonder if Al Wallace maybe told him, hey, defer to the second half, get the kickoff, you know, kickoff in the first half, you know, using a little football terminology there. But
whoever I'm rooting for in a football game, if they defer, I always feel a little bit better.
But having that opportunity at the end of the game to make up any runs or to, you know, just take the win and not even play that bottom of the last inning.
Control your own destiny. You know what you have to do.
You love to see it here as the teams are getting ready. Now, who's going to be on the mound tonight for Team USANA? Is Mamba going to be the role?
It looks like Mamba.
And I do think we got some of the results from the auction. And one of the highest paid items was the backstage experience at SiriusXM on track with Danielle Trotta and Larry McReynolds, followed by the autographed Ryan Blaney race-worn gloves.
Well, I will tell you this. If you have a chance to go sit with Larry Mack for any amount of time, it is well worth it. That is one of the best guys in racing. Has done just about everything. Crew Chief Ernie Irvin, Crew Chief Ricky Rudd, Davey Allison, Dale Earnhardt to a Daytona 500. So that's going to be a pretty cool experience for somebody.
He is a wealth of knowledge. You know, we had him on Inside the Race on NASCAR's channels on NASCAR.com and on NASCAR's YouTube page, where, you know, they break down all of the weekend action. And Larry Mack, like you said, anytime you hear him talk about a race or break it down, sit and listen.
Probably didn't have a good weekend last weekend with Alabama losing to Vanderbilt, though.
Well, that will happen.
It hadn't happened in a while.
Here we go. Mamba Smith stepping up to roll the inaugural ball of the championship game. Vaidu letting that one go by. Didn't like the look out of it, but I believe that's going to be called a strike. Not letting that one go by, and it goes over Hocevar's head. He's lanky. He tried to catch it.
The more things change, Charles, the more they stay the same. We just saw the highlight from 23.
Zane Smith up to kick now. Letting that one go by, I believe we're going to get another called strike. Here on the top of the first.
Oh, that was...
Smith with the kick. It's back. Van Gisbergen with the catch. One down. Runner on first. No score.
A little slap of the hands out there.
Slap
between
hands.
Hocevar
Slap hands.
and Van Gisbergen.
Gregson kicking it back to Mamba, who blocks it. He's going to try and make the play at second, but it goes past. Oh, a little bit of a slide. He's caught in a pickle. Gets back to second. He is safe. Runners at first and second. You know, it's a chilly fall night. The ground's probably getting a little bit of slick on it. And they're not wearing cleats. So it's hard to get that traction out there. That's a deep
That's a
boot
home run.
over the wall. A 3-run shot, giving Team Sheets the lead early. Goes for a slip and then gets a run. So Team Sheets up early, 3-0. Getting the home run chain, I believe. And we didn't get the light show on that one.
We didn't. It's only for game score he's in.
Alex Kopacz with that home run. Alex, an Olympic bobsled gold medalist for Canada. Coming down south to play a little kickball. Mama with the roll to Stenhouse. Stenhouse pops it up
That
over
was a
Mama's
nice
head.
kick. That
good
was some
little
kickball
play.
finesse.
Oh, and not a good throw. Stenhouse gonna leg it out to second.
He doubled. Look, he's so quick. He probably could have made it to third if he wanted to, but I think he's taking it easy on him.
Yeah, you got
maybe a little too hard of an after party after Talladega. Maybe he's not feeling 100%. You know what I mean?
You got to get ready for the Roval.
And he's a new dad, right? Energy levels are at an all-time low right now for that guy. You babies keep you up. You're partying hard after your win. Going to third. He's holding back a little bit. He's got the restrictor plate.
He's looking. He's teasing, and he's going to go. It gets past him.
Oh,
and he's thrown out by Bubba.
They're too busy celebrating. The guy's going to second base.
Are we calling that an out?
It's got to be an out. Hit his foot.
Yep. Bubba is excited getting his captain for the other team out. So captain on captain. Little drama there.
Yeah, Ricky hesitated a little bit on third when he was going to run.
Well, he dodged the first throw, and then it was that comeback throw from Bubba that got him. Mamba rolling to Chris Rozak as he slips. Rozak missing it, and I believe we're going to call that on the corner for a strike.
Yeah, the dew must be bad tonight, Charles.
It do be like that.
Get out of this booth.
Rozak kicking another dribbler for another strike. 2 strikes, 1 ball, and 2 outs here in the top of the first. 3-0 Team Sheets over Team USANA. A high ball back to Al Wallace, who makes the catch to end the inning. Switching sides. So now we get to check out the offense for Team USANA. And I believe Jesse is about to catch up with the captain who made that stellar play, Bubba Wallace, as he walks over down that third place line to our reporter, Jesse Punch. Jesse, let's hear about that
That's
throw.
right, guys. Captain Bubba Wallace making plays down here on the diamond. Bubba, talk me through that last out there that you and Mamba kind of tag teamed it. Talk me through it.
Yeah, blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while. And yeah, great play by Mamba to get me the ball. And I was able to get Ricky out. So they definitely got an early lead that I don't appreciate, but I chose the home side for a reason. Let them feel good about it now, and we start to kick into gear and go have some fun.
Hey, speaking of choosing, before I let you go, what do you think about this team that you chose yourself?
Man, a lot of effort went into choosing the team, and then you never know. And then about the second inning in our prelims, I was like, oh, I know. We've got a good team. So excited about it. Great effort by everybody involved. Now it's time to go get the job done.
Awesome. Well, best of luck out there.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That's Captain Bubba Wallace. Very confident in the group that he put out there on the mound this afternoon, guys.
Speaking of getting the job done, Chuck, the results from the auction are in. It is over. A total of just over $19,000 raised for the charities here today. Pretty good showing. It's a good chunk of change.
And I believe a total of $740 on Bubba's items alone. And there's a kick. It's going to be caught. 1 out.
Interesting strategy here with this lineup. It seems that their legs are middle towards the back of this one.
Here's a kick.
It's
It's going to drop. But is she
She's
gonna?
safe.
She's safe.
She's good.
She is safe at first. That is Sarah Lee.
There you go.
Radio personality on
So
96.9.
what they
The
did,
Cat.
they put her in that second spot because if somebody behind her kicks a home run,
Bubba Wallace,
you know, then you tie the game.
It's not going to be a home run, but I believe it'll be a base hit. But Sarah Lee is going to be out at second.
Al Wallace. This one,
This
should be a boot.
Al Wallace, Panthers standout. And there it goes deep,
That's
but it's
foul.
going to be foul. Gregson trying to track it down, almost running into the camera. Ricky Stenhouse looking for a ball to throw. And the ump will get it to him. Bubba Wallace on first base. Al Wallace back to kick. Letting that one go by.
Don't blame him.
Didn't like it.
No.
Wait for your pitch. Stenhouse ready to roll. Wallace with the kick. It's going to be foul. 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Wisely letting that one go by for a ball. Ricky trying to put a little bit too much on that one.
Yeah, he's got a
Another one just a bit outside.
Yeah, they may be trying to walk him here, Chuck.
There's going to be another foul for the out. And that will end the inning. A lot of potential, but no runs across home plate.
Yeah, a lot left on the table there, I feel like. And if you're Bubba Wallace, you have to feel that way too.
You know, Jonathan, kickball, I alluded to it earlier, was used to teach kids about the rules of baseball. Do you know when kickball was founded or originally played?
I'm going to guess it was sometime after baseball. Is that correct?
It was.
Okay.
But right now, we'll get back to that. Let's head down to Jesse, who is with Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
That's right, gentlemen. Down here with Ricky Stenhouse. Ricky, you guys are up 3-0 right now. So what's the thought process going into the remainder of this game?
I hate I made that error getting to home plate. I thought I had it missed and got me on the bounce there. But the guys did a great job getting on base, and then Alex hitting that bomb. So I felt good about my pitching. Obviously, we got 4 batters there, so half of their team hasn't seen me pitch yet, which is good. But obviously, the more times they come up to bat, the more unique I have to get with my pitches. So I feel good right now so far. It's always good to start with a lead and see if we can't hold it.
Did you take any time practicing that pitch? Because it really is a very nice pitch that you're laying out there.
Well, I've played in this event the last 3 years, so over time it's developed.
So no.
Not practiced until tonight.
Got it. Thanks for the time, Ricky.
That was Ricky Stenhouse Jr., captain for Team Sheets.
I believe if you decode what he was saying, he's winging it tonight.
As are we.
So tell me more about baseball, Charles.
Well, right now, Matthias Fraley is about to step up to kick. Mamba with the roll. Kickball, there's 2 different dates that it could have been founded. Either 1910 or 1917, depending on which.
Either way, it's over 100 years old.
It is. It is. It is a great game that gained a lot of popularity as Fraley dribbles it down the third base line. He's going to be safe at first.
That was a nice kick.
Gained a lot of popularity in World War II when it was included in a 1943 training manual for the troops.
How'd that help them?
Well, it teaches a lot about unit cohesion, working together, being team players, and competition. It's good distraction as the ball goes by for a ball.
Yeah, I think Bubba may need to look in here of making a pitch and swap.
That may need to happen.
He's, I think Mama's got a little bit of the yips right now. They're getting away from him. High bouncer, that's catchable. Bob, what are you doing?
It drops Bobby Pockrass, but we get the out at second. Mamba letting his defenders back him up. And it was famed war correspondent Ernie Pyle that noted he saw players or troops playing kickball in Italy in 1942 or 43, I believe. Sorry. 43. I apologize for getting my dates wrong there.
You know, I thought it was actually founded in Italy and they played at the Coliseum.
Unfortunately, no. A lot of things happened in the Coliseum. You know, there were naval battles, there were gladiator fights.
You know what we need to do?
What's that?
We need a kickball game at Bristol when they build a baseball field. That's what we need.
We do. That would be. Maybe that's the big thing that Corey's going to go for as Hocevar? No, not Hocevar. I couldn't see who made that catch there. I saw the hat.
That was SVG.
No, that was not SVG. SVG
sure?
is out in the outfield. That was the second baseman.
Oh. I wasn't watching. I was too enthralled with your World War kickball stories.
Mamba slipping
slips
again. NASCAR Chasm dropping it.
Doesn't know where to go.
And Zane Smith moving the runner to second. We got runners at first and second now for team sheets. 2 outs in the top of the second inning. Noah letting that one from Mamba go by.
There's a drone out there, Charles. You see that?
I did. I see those lights flashing, getting some high overhead action that you'll probably be able to see on Corey's social media channels.
If I had to guess, I'd say you're right.
Mamba with a heavy roll to Gregson, who lets it go by. Calling that one a strike? Nope, we got a ball and a strike here. 1-1 to Noah Gregson. As Bubba almost falls over the Celsius sign.
Well, Freddie
Fancy
Kraft isn't
footwork.
here. He doesn't have a spotter.
He does not indeed, as that one goes by for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Gregson booting it high. Al Wallace with the catch to end the inning. Heck of a defensive stand there.
Look, one thing that Bubba's got on his team, he has good defense.
He has defense, and defense wins championships. And we're on camera right now, and I think one of the things that we can talk about is the fact that, while yes, the online auction is over, there's still ways that you can give and help with this charity event. You know, one way is you can go to the NASCAR Foundation. I believe, you know, there you have the QR code on the screen. You can donate to help the victims impacted by Hurricane Helene through the NASCAR Foundation if you scan that QR code on your screen right now.
Yeah, one of the many ways is SVG boots one right here.
It's going to be caught by Zane Smith.
Yeah, one of the many ways that that NASCAR's in the NASCAR community's done a lot to help the folks who were impacted by Hurricane Helene. Certainly, Greg Biffle flying his helicopter, doing rescue missions. A lot of the racetracks holding drives for supplies. A lot of race teams making sure that those supplies get to the mountainous areas of Georgia, Virginia, and North Carolina. Heartwarming to see in a terrible situation, but kudos to the NASCAR community for doing their part.
And our offices in Daytona were impacted by Hurricane Milton, which just went through yesterday and today, as Bob Pockris kicks the ball up to Chris Rozak, who makes the catch to end the inning. But a lot of good work being done. You know, our thoughts are with the folks in Western North Carolina and in Florida that have been impacted by these hurricanes. And if you want to give, go to the NASCAR Foundation. They'll put that money to good use.
Absolutely.
As
all
we
right, Charles,
change sides
we're
here.
switching sides, and where are we at? The top of the third?
Top of the third, 3-0.
This one has a good pace to it. That half inning was a little quick for my liking, but this one's got a good pace.
And Bubba Wallace was just out there talking to Mamba, maybe pepping him up.
Yeah.
Getting him.
So stay on your feet when you roll that ball.
Ooh, a little bit of a dribbler there.
Good bunt. That's a solid play for your first at bat. Gives you an opportunity for Ricky and his cannon to do some work here. You know, he's probably got that out in the back of his mind. He could have had another run on the board, so I wouldn't be surprised if he goes for the fence. Not on that pitch.
Oh. Ricky makes contact, and we're calling that one foul ball. I'm interested to see how we're going to call that one. That is a strike.
He was assisting the catcher.
Didn't want a wild pitch there. Mamba eyeing down Ricky. throw. The kick is foul for another strike. 2 strikes, 1 ball, top of the third, 3-0 Team Sheets over Team Usana. That one had a little bit too much heat on it.
That was a bouncer.
It's another ball. 2-2. Looks like Mamba was reaching into Ricky's bag of tricks. Would you say he's winging it as well? Or is he slinging it?
Maybe a little bit of both, but that...
Oh, ball is caught by Dontre Graves.
It was a hustle back to the bag.
Mm-hmm. Kopac's getting back there.
There we go, Josh Williams.
1 out.
We're gonna see the mullet.
Dusting off his shoes, letting that first one go by for a ball.
Was it a ball? Was it a strike? It was a ball.
That was a ball. Just a bit outside.
I thought it caught the edge of the plate there.
Williams kicking it down the first baseline, and it's going to be foul for a strike. Counts 1-1. 1 out.
You know, Josh Williams looks like a professional kickball player.
He does. Let's see if he can back it up. That is not a strike, though. They're calling that, I believe, as a foul. So you get 1.
Josh Williams about to bring all the fixins. You know what I mean?
The fixins?
The fixins.
You like the fixins?
He does look a little bit like Kenny Powers.
You got a favorite fix in there, Jonathan Merriman, as Josh Williams kicks it foul for a second strike.
It depends what we're talking about, Charles.
I mean, you a mac and cheese guy, you collard greens, what are green beans? What are you? What do you like?
I'm a red meat guy.
Oh, no green bean casserole for Jonathan. He's just going straight steak as the catch is made.
That's my Twitter handle. Straight steak.
Straight steak. You don't even throw a little bit of chicken in there, too? Not a big poultry guy.
No.
Jonathan Merriman.
I do love Project Pat, though.
Rozak with the kick. It's going to be caught for the out to change.
Bob's got
the
good
sides.
backup out there. I'll give him that.
Mm-hmm. You know, last year Bob did play a heck of a game.
Bob's not playing bad, but I just don't think they have him in the right spot.
Well,
they need to play him back a couple steps, I think, if they're going to have him at that shortstop spot.
You know who has been in the right spot? That is SVG, and he is with Jesse now. SVG, but we do have a couple of technical difficulties. We will try and get that interview to you here at some point. Hopefully, if not, we will have more kickball action for you here in just a minute as we get ready for the bottom of the third.
Rutledge Wood up to kick here. What do you think SVG said? You have to say it in an accent.
He's got the New Zealand accent, and I'm not that good at that one. It's like, you know, I want to do the Australian with the "G'day, mate," but you know,
crikey.
That's a bit more English than not that. As the ball is kicked and caught by Noah Gregson, by
Diving
Rutledge
catch.
Wood.
Solid.
Rutledge talking a little bit of junk to Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Trotting off the field.
Rutledge Wood is one of my favorite people.
He is a good individual, and he also bears a striking resemblance to both you and I. Glasses, facial hair, all around good dude.
Big car guy, love it.
NASCAR Chasm with the boot that goes foul.
Interesting form on Chasm's kick there. You notice it's a very high kick, and he pulls it to the left a little bit.
Do you think that's because he's used to having his face blurred, but now that he has revealed his identity, you know, he's still adjusting to being able to have a good field of vision? As he sees that one go by on the outside for a ball.
Too much blue light, I think.
A lot of days spent behind the computer screen and keyboard. Roll NASCAR Chasm, providing the world of NASCAR with a good chuckle every now and then. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, bottom of the 3rd.
See, look, I think it was a deception
and that one
tactic.
drops. Is he going to get there? No.
He kicked it again.
You can't double kick it. That's not allowed. It was a good effort. Good effort from Chasm. But that's going to be another out. So we got 2 down here in the bottom of the 3rd. No runs across yet for Team Usana. Hopefully the Macho Man, number 78, Mr. B.J. McLeod, can do a little work here.
You know, B.J. McLeod came into the Stack and Penny studio last year and had a pair of boots, Charles, with stainless steel spikes all over the place. He should have wore those tonight.
He should have, but I don't know if they let the spikes on the field. You know, it might puncture the ball. You never know.
I think that could be a tactic, right? Like if you kick the ball and it pops, you can't really throw it across the field.
But then you run the risk of it getting stuck on your boot, and that is not a good place to be.
Put them on the DVP.
The DKP? The damaged kickball policy?
I like it.
I apologize. That was not one of my better ones tonight, as Mamba stares down Matthias.
Well, you got 2 more innings, Chuck. 3 more innings.
I think we have got the mic working back down there with Jesse Punch, as we're getting ready for Mamba to roll. As Fraley kicks it foul for a strike. Mamba rolling the ball back. That's a high
That's
boot,
gone.
Deep
That's
and
gone.
over the wall. Another run across the board for Team Sheets, and we get the light show this time.
We get the light show, baby.
He's taking his time to get around the bases.
You know, I would too.
Yeah.
Rub it in.
The team ready to greet him as he crosses the plate, sweeping off the line.
This is about charity, not sportsmanship, Charles.
Indeed,
If you want
Jonathan.
that, go watch Pro Sports. This is for bragging rights and money for the YMCA and Samaritan's Feet.
And John Christ now up to kick. Let's see what
pulling
Mamba's.
his sock up.
Hopefully it'll give him an advantage as he kicks it.
He put it in
gonna
a
get
good
by,
spot.
But that's going to
Oh.
be an out. Now Wallace making the catch. 1 out here, top of the 4th. As here we go again with Mamba making the roll.
It's a catch.
And an out. 2 down.
And an out.
And here comes Zane Smith. Ready to go again. It's a high ball, but it is going to be out.
Oh,
it
no,
is
it's
off
not.
NASCAR Chasm's head. Zane Smith going to get to second. Again, communication is key. If you don't talk to your folks, you're not going to have a good time out there on the ball field.
A little bit of a collapse here, I feel like, with Bubba's team. That's a boot.
That's
a
boot
home run.
over the wall. A 2-run shot for Noah Gregson. Again, the light show as we get to 6-0 Team Sheets.
A 3-run inning. They've had 2 3-run innings. See Noah? I like it. Oh, Tiger Woods shirt on. This is what this event is about, right?
Mm-hmm. All about the runs and the charity. Charity first, run second. As Noah Gregson showing off for the camera down there, biting that home run chain.
I think he's got a grill in. I think he still listens to Paul Wall.
He might. He's probably got a very diverse collection of music on his iPod. Are those still a thing?
Yeah, they are.
It's called a phone. Oh, that's a high ball deep. And the catch is made. And that will change sides, but a lot of runs across. 6-0. And I think we're going to head back down to Jesse Punch again, who's going to get SVG. We told you we'd get you that interview. Jesse Punch, how's the man from down under doing?
Well, guys, what you weren't able to hear just a moment ago was that I asked Shane how much kickball experience he has, and he said about an hour and a half. So, Shane, we do know, though, you're a very quick learner on the racetrack. Do you feel that you're picking up kickball pretty quickly?
I haven't been doing much out here. I just stand here and watch, but we're not going so well at the moment, so hopefully we can turn it around.
Well, I know the confidence doesn't sound super high right now, but you have to know, I talked to Corey LaJoie before this whole thing started, and he said he has his eyes on you as his #1 draft pick for next year. So that's got to feel good that knowing people are watching you out here.
I guess I haven't dropped it yet, so that's good, but I also haven't got on base yet, so still learning.
That's all right. There's room to grow, right?
100%.
Thanks for the time, SVG.
All good. Cheers.
And there you have it. Told you we'd get you that interview, and we got it to you. And SVG, I think his item in the auction raised about $625.
Nice.
For the cause. As Dontre Graves up to kick. Little dribbler that goes foul.
Yeah, I'll say it again, Chuck. These people don't pay good money for these tickets to watch bunts. Throw a boot on it. You're down 6 runs. There you go.
He could
there
be
you
trying
go.
to, that's going to drop. Oh,
that's a double.
It's tipped for a ground rule double. And Gregson going over the wall, putting it all on the line. Are we they're calling that a ground rule double.
I feel like it was interfered with. It should be a home run. They knocked it over.
There is some debate amongst the players and the umpires.
The crowd's not having it.
Crowd thinks it's a home run, but the ump has the final word, and it's a ground rule double. Mamba Smith. Here we go with the replay. Punched it up. Jinx. Sorry. But Gregson really putting it all out there. They are counting it. They went back and looked at the replay, and they're going to call it a home run. Video review for the win. Now, there's still a little bit of discussion here. We had it signaled as a home run, but Dontre is not being fooled by that, thinking they're going to try and get him out.
Oh, it's a run. They're signaling home run.
They're signaling home run.
That is the right call.
Osana on the board with 1 run.
Dontre Graves, a fill-in player.
Late addition, but putting in work and getting that first run on the board for Team Usana. Bubba Wallace definitely happy with that.
Yep.
John Chris, not so much. They may have been looking for a shutout in this game. But that's not going to happen here in the bottom of the 4th. It is now 6-1. Sheets over Usana. Mamba Smith, another dribbler. He's going to leg it out to first, and he is safe. Oh, he's going to second. He's down and safe. Oh, and he's called out. That is close. A little too aggressive maybe for Mamba.
Yeah, I don't
know about that call. He had a single there, which is what you need in a situation like this. You need to get runners on base. You don't need to get thrown out at second.
I don't know what the ref saw. He didn't see what I saw, but he had a better angle, I think, than we did, Charles. But I don't know about that.
I don't know either. But here is Jason Nacy up to kick, who is the head of athletic marketing and sponsorships at Usana Health Sciences. So he's going to get another dribbler and get on first, doing what Mamba should have done.
Got greedy. That'll happen.
Sarah Lee up to kick. Had a base hit earlier. Let's see if she can back that up and maybe get
cool shoes.
Let's go for a ball. Oh, and that is going to be a strike. 1-1 is the count.
You got to commit, Chuck. She hesitated a little bit.
Like I said, you just got to plant that foot and give it a good kick.
That's a good one. That's a great kick.
Stenhouse.
That's perfect and where it needs to be.
Runners at first and second, 1 out.
Bubba's got a leg. This could be another 3 runs, 4 runs.
He's got the sock up.
But she counts as 2.
Bubba booting it. Is it going to go? It's going to drop. And 1 run is going to come across, making it 2-6. Bubba with the RBI. RKI. Runs kicked in. Stenhouse's arm might be getting a little bit tired. Al Wallace up to kick. If he gets all hold of it,
he's
got the height,
yeah,
but not the distance.
It's okay.
SVG now stepping up to kick. Let's see.
You know, he had an at bat to study, right?
Yep.
He got to see Ricky on the mound once. This is his second time at the plate.
The crowd chanting SVG for the New Zealander. He gets a hold of that one.
That's gone.
Oh, it's going to be it's over the wall. That's going to be a home run, and that should tie it up, I believe, with Sarah Lee's run counting for 2. As Bubba Wallace and SVG walk across the plate.
Look, we hyped him up, Chuck. I'm glad we got to see it.
He heard the crowd, and he delivered. You know, he did it at Chicago.
SVG will be our live in-car camera this weekend on YouTube. The event has not been made yet, but he is the camera we have selected. So if you're watching right now on YouTube or Facebook, you can come back to YouTube on Sunday for the Roval race, and SVG will be our in-car camera as we get to look at the replay.
Or you could just go over to YouTube and click the little reminder button on there. I think that's the little bell that'll set us a reminder for when the race comes on.
Like and subscribe, everybody.
You will get that notification
subscribe
to see SVG wheel it around the Roval as we're tied here in the bottom of the 4th. No, we're not. Scoreboard says now 7-6.
Well, I think that was that a grand slam they just kicked in? I don't think so. I don't know. Now it's 6-6.
6-6. It is 6-6.
Somebody got
a little bit of discrepancy here between the scoreboards at the park and ours on the screen.
Our guys got it right.
Yeah, they did. Hocevar with the boot, and it's going to drop. It's going to be a base knock for the driver on the number 77.
So these runs came in with 2 outs on the board. So you have to think the team Sheets is a little unhappy.
And here comes old Bobby Pockrass up to kick. Letting that one go by.
Didn't like it. He didn't like it.
And we're calling that one a strike. Oh, they're chanting for Bob.
Let's go, Bob.
Oh, almost a collision, but Stenhouse making the catch to end the inning, but it is tied up.
I'll have to say,
as we head into the 5th.
It wouldn't have been good for Ricky if him and Josh Williams got together.
No, it would not have been. Well, let's go down to Jesse Punch, who I believe is catching up with Noah Gregson. Putting on a defensive show out there, going over the fence.
Yeah, from kicking home runs to flipping over the fence out there, you have been incredibly active, Noah, but making quite the statement, though, with your get-up today. Can I see who you're repping underneath your jersey?
Got the man. I always got to bring out a new Tiger shirt for LaJoie's Kickball Tournament. So much fun, this Kickball Classic, playing with everyone. We had a big lead there, and now we just washed it away. So 6-6, having a lot of fun, trying to make big plays, went over the fence, kicking bombs. We got one more inning to try and close this thing out.
Quickly, though, it was a little hard to see from where I was standing, and especially from up there in the booth, but it looked like there was a little glimmer coming from your mouth. Did you have something going on, an accessory on your teeth?
Yeah, my boys at Icebox hooked me up with a little bit of a grill, ice on the teeth. So big shout out to them. And, you know, under the lights, they really twinkle out here, all that ice. So, no, and all jokes aside, it's It's pretty funny.
Hey, can we expect to see that ice on the grid under the lights at the racetrack, or is that just a kickball thing?
Just kickball thing. You know, I got to make everyone here jealous, and it's been fun.
I love it. Bring in the alter ego, the iced out grill to kickball. Thanks, Noah.
Jonathan Eagle Eye Merriman catching that from up here in the booth.
Didn't even have to use the old binos, Chuck.
You did not indeed.
I'll give those back to you.
Oh, thank you very much, sir. As Mamba Smith gets the roll to Ricky, who kicks it deep but foul for a strike. It's a whole new ball game here as we're tied in the 5th inning. We've seen some good offensive prowess from both teams, living up to the hype that we build for this game.
Indeed.
Thank you so much, Jonathan, for that
bet.
stellar analysis.
That's why they pay me.
Stenhouse kicking it foul again for another strike. Mamba back to roll. Stenhouse again foul. Hocevar making the catch.
We talked about redemption. There it was. He made a play when he needed to.
And redemption is spelled C-A-R-S-O-N. You can't see it on the camera right now, but Jonathan is just staring me down for that one as Mamba Smith stares down Josh Williams. Letting that one go by for a ball. Little shimmy from Josh.
Yeah, he's got the longest shorts I've ever seen.
They're almost capris. Now, unless this game is tied at the end of this inning, this will be the final inning. And if we go to extras, we do have some alternate rules for that. You know, in the first inning of extra innings, if we are tied at the end of this, there will be one runner on base. And then if we're still tied after that, they'll start the inning with runners on second and third as Josh Williams goes deep to SVG, who makes the catch, giving us 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Hopefully Timo Sana can get out of this inning and get in the next and maybe, you know, put one away if they're going to win. Or team sheets here with Chris Rozak dribbling it down the third base line.
He likes that move.
Hey, it got him on base.
It works.
It works.
It works. There's a big open spot in the field right there, and not a lot of people can make that bunt.
I know you're not a fan of it, but small ball gets people in position to score.
It's okay every once in a while, but when you're down, I don't think you can afford to do it. I think you got to swing for the fences.
Matthias Farley up. Kicks it
That's
deep.
gone.
That's going to be gone. Dontre Graves trying to make the jump over the wall, but that's a 2-run shot for the former Carolina Panther. Sending home radio personality Chris Rozak for 106.5 The End here in Charlotte. Across the board, 8-6. Oh,
a little dirty dancing down there.
Nobody puts Farley in the corner. You went with dirty dancing, so I had to finish the thought. You know,
I don't hate it.
the look on your face says you did. John Christ up to kick. That, I believe, was their 4th home run of the game. So if they kick another one, it's not going to count, right?
I believe that's what the rule book says, Charles.
So let's see what happens here. A dribbler for a strike.
Little ski action at the end of that. Little slip and slide.
Bubba Wallace letting him know that there was the little bit of the ski. Christ hitting it to first, and it's caught by Al Wallace to end the inning. And Team Usana's got some work to do here. Down 2, heading into the bottom of the 5th. It is their last chance to get redemption. Let's see what they can do, Jonathan. That last inning, they put up a bunch of runs. Can they follow it up in this one to get the win?
We got to walk off in the consolation game. We have all the makings for, I guess you would call an instant Kickball Classic.
Hey, there you go. I like it. I like it. Let's see what they can do here. As I believe Rutledge Wood is going to be up to kick first. Old Rut. Ready to go, getting coached up by both Mamba and Bubba. Letting him know where to maybe go, looking at weaknesses in the defense. And with this team, I'm kind of failing to see some of their weaknesses in the outfield because everybody out there seems to be pretty strong. You know, maybe kick it back at Ricky.
Well, I think what we saw work the last time was they did a good job playing in between the bases in terms of ball placement. They got a lot of good drops.
Here we go, Stenhouse spinning the ball on his finger as he gets ready to roll to Rutledge Wood.
What a nifty trick.
That one go for a strike. Called strike. Here in the bottom of the 5th. It all comes down to this inning for all the marbles as he kicks it back to Ricky, who tries to throw him out, and he is out. Rutledge Wood fast behind the wheel of a car. Not so much on the ball field. It might be the hiking boots that he's wearing.
Well, a couple years ago we saw Cindric boot some home runs with a pair of Morels on.
He did, but we did not see that as NASCAR Chasm kicks a fly ball to Josh Williams, who drops it.
The flinch. Goodness.
Got to keep your eyes on the ball and wrap up with both hands.
Fundamentals. This is a game of fundamentals, like you said. How are you ever going to learn to play baseball if you can't play kickball?
There you go. Another ball to NASCAR Chasm. It goes foul down the first base line.
Ricky's going to the dugout.
Old Dave's going to be tired after running the first twice in this at-bat. 2 strikes, 1 out. Here we go with Ricky Sticky. And he makes the catch.
Chuck, it's 8:50. It's not that late. What's in that water bottle?
It's just water. Here we go. 2 down. The Macho Man, B.J. McLeod, up to kick. Little dribbler down the line. Josh Williams making the catch off the bounce, but he's not going to be able to get it to first.
Right. Look, Dontre kicked a home run last time.
So the tying run is at home plate with someone who did kick a home run. Can he back it up here, go 2 for 2 in these last couple of innings?
This is why you don't skip leg day, Charles.
Indeed. Just a bit outside for a ball. Again, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. The last inning in this game, so it all comes down to this.
He's gonna swing hard too if he gets a good pitch.
Another outside ball for 2. 2 balls.
Can't hold anything back here, Charles.
He held back on that, and that's going to be a called strike.
I like that because I didn't like the bounce.
Nope.
It bounced over the plate. He wouldn't have made good contact, and he probably would have been caught for an out.
Old Tricky Ricky. Is he calling that one another strike? Interesting. On the outside edge, it looked like.
So I think there's going to be some pressure here. He's going to have to swing at this.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
2 outs.
2 outs. He put a foot on it.
Yeah, he had to swing.
And he is foul. Staying alive.
Little
Here in the bottom of the 5th. Staying alive. The roll from Ricky. Puts a foot on it. It's going to drop. He will get
safe
to first, and Macho Man, B.J. McLeod, safe at second. Mamba Smith coming up to kick. The crowd getting behind Mamba. Bubba hyping him up. The rest of the bench hyping up the crowd, getting Mamba ready to go. Fast ball there from Ricky.
Yeah, if you look at Ricky, he's pitching from the side of the mound, right? So he's He's trying to catch the outside corner of that plate so he gets a strike call.
Mamba putting the leg behind it, but it's not going to be enough, and it is caught to end the game. And that will do it. Team Sheets is going to get the win here at the 4th annual Corey LaJoie Kickball Classic. Ricky Stenhouse Jr.'s team putting in work in a heck of a game.
That was a great game. 2 really good games.
2 really good games and 1 really good championship game for all the marbles here at the Corey LaJoie Kickball Classic. As we see both teams, Team USANA getting their silver medals right now, as We Are the Champions from Queen plays over the PA here at the ball field.
Do you have a favorite moment out of these games, Chuck?
I gotta say, the one that stands out is Noah Gregson going over the wall, trying to make that catch off of the punched ball that was then called a home run. That definitely was one that stood out for me. What about you, Jonathan?
I have to say, LaJoie's home run was pretty good. We hyped that up coming in with the rugby kicks after the Xfinity Series wins. So I was glad to see that the New Zealander had a little bit of a leg there.
A little bit of a leg, but not enough of a leg to get the championship.
No.
As you see on your screen, the 2024 Kickball Classic champions, Ricky Stenhouse and Team Sheets Laundry. Heck of a game. Heck of a tournament. A lot of good ball played today. A lot of good money raised for good causes. It's been a successful 4th year, as we're going to go down to Jesse Punch, who's going to check out with a member of the winning team, Matthias Farley. Jesse, how'd they do it? Let's hear from the man himself.
Matthias Farley solidifying that win for Team Sheets, not only with your home run, but then getting the catch for that final out. What does it mean to you to know that you pulled this win together for this team?
That's really kind of you. It wasn't just me. It was a team effort. You got to give a lot of credit to everybody. Ricky was dealing on the mound, put us in good spots all day. Just really happy to finish it out for the team.
I asked this question earlier, the football to kickball translation there. What do you think was the biggest skill that you were able to really put into play tonight from your football background?
I don't know. I'm actually thinking I picked the wrong sport potentially. But there's some carryover. There's some hand-eye coordination. Not so much with the feet, but again, just super grateful for our sponsor, Sheets Laundry Club, and great team win.
You say you picked the wrong sport, but I hear they make a little more money in football than they do in professional kickball. So you might have made the right decision there.
Yeah, it's up for debate. Up for debate.
Well, thanks for the time, Matthias. Congratulations. Go celebrate the win with your team.
Thank you. We got it done, baby. We got it done.
Team Sheets did indeed get it done, as they wear the gold medal around their necks. And we're going to, I believe, have the trophy presentation here in a minute with the Golden Dale.
Copper, I believe it is, Charles.
It's copper.
Copper.
Okay. All right. Well, that.
It's in the Stacking Pennies theme.
Well, it won't be in the Stacking Pennies trophy case this year.
No, I wonder what happens to that trophy. We'll have to ask Corey the next time we see him.
Does Ricky get to put it next to his Talladega trophy?
Maybe over at Slide Job Ranch.
Yeah, goes in a place of honor, hopefully, or it could just live at the the nonsense garage, and that's where it'll. Do you get a little mini Dale? They should make a mini Dale.
They should.
I
hear we're going to hear from Corey in just a couple minutes. We can ask him if Ricky gets to take that trophy.
I do want to know, Jesse, as you're getting ready to talk to Corey LaJoie here, where the trophy will live, if Ricky is going to hang on to it or if it's going to stay at the nonsense garage.
Yeah, guys, we're down here with Corey LaJoie now. Corey, the booth was just talking about you. They wanted to know, are you going to let Ricky take home this trophy and keep it in his possession?
Well, the celebrities only get medals, so the Golden Dale went to David Realty in that butt beating they gave us earlier. But Ricky came to play. He's a serious competitor. Somehow their team had about 4 first-round picks over there. So we got to look at the draft footage back and see who else might have been added to that team. But nonetheless, unbelievable event. ton of money raised for the YMCA and Samaritan's Feet. Guys had a good time. Knock on wood, I don't think there was any injuries, so that's what I love to see as well. And we will jump in an ice bath and ice down my knees and get ready for the Roval this weekend.
Corey, I know that this tournament didn't necessarily play out the way that you were maybe hoping it would, but in being able to, watch this whole day, was there a moment in particular that you want to highlight that maybe was your favorite?
From start to finish, from the time I get here at about 11 o'clock, just to see everybody smile on their face, and from the time I get here to the time I leave and we shoot off fireworks here in a couple minutes, it's my favorite day of the year.
Awesome. Well, thank you for putting this on, Corey. We really appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks for all the people watching on NASCAR's YouTube page. Root for the 51 and the guys who come support this event. And I'm going to go watch some fireworks with my kids and hope you guys enjoyed it.
Enjoy it, Corey.
Well, Jonathan, thank you, Jesse Punch, for your stellar work down on the sidelines today. This is a team effort putting on this broadcast for you fans to watch. A fourth year in the books. I think, each year it's gotten better and better and a lot more fun. Like I said earlier, this is fun for us. What are some of your final thoughts, your takeaways from this event?
Yeah, we had better kickball this year than I think we've had in a long time. I think people are starting to kind of figure it out. The draft certainly coming into this was a fun addition, but just over $19,000 raised for really good charities, really good causes. And look, we get to take a break from our day jobs and do something fun and benefit a lot of people here. So all in all, this is one of the best nights of the year.
Indeed it is, as it's, a home race weekend for us as the Roval's getting ready to head up this weekend at Charlotte. And right now, for everybody on the NASCAR Productions team, I'm Chuck Bush. This is Jonathan Merriman. We're going to send you out with some fireworks and a little bit of celebration. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time here at the LaJoie's Kickball Klassic.